What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we got a chance to run up to the mill because it's a snow day. We got snow here on the Oregon coast. I just wanted to show you all the work we've been doing up here at the mill site. We've made the milling area like 2.5 times the size it used to be. We made the road way wider. We started on our massive retaining wall, and we got some big plans for next spring I want to share with you. Come check it out. All right, so we made some key major improvements up here at the milling area that are gonna drastically improve our work area, the amount of space we have to store logs, the amount of space we have to move around and bring a trailer up here and bring the truck, yada, yada, yada. We made this place so much better. Originally, our road back over here was like 8 or 9 feet wide, basically just enough for me to back my truck in. And right here, our milling area, the flat spot that we had stopped kind of right about here, and it tapered off into the corner. If you guys remember, and we'll put some old footage over here, we kind of had this old driveway that ran up to the upper flat area. And what we did is we cut that thing and we lowered this whole area by almost 3 feet. We took all that dirt and we scraped it over the edge, continuing to pack it in and grading it out over the edge. So we brought the area way farther out. Right now we have just this massive flat area that's, like I said, like 2.5 times the size of what it used to be, with a much wider road, almost 16 feet wide. So next spring, we're gonna be able to bring a whole bunch of rock up here, pack it down, grade everything out nice and flat, so we'll be able to really do some serious milling up here. One of the crucial improvements that we did is we set all of our steel I-beams for the large retaining wall that's gonna hold up this hillside here for the home site up above. What we were able to do is we actually bought all of these I-beams secondhand at Cherry City Metals over here in Salem, Oregon. We got a killer price on them. Half of them are galvanized, the other half are mild steel, but these things are super thick. They're gonna last a really long time. All of these I-beams are set 6 feet in the ground. And if you can see here behind the I-beams, we have these helical piers that are drilled 20 feet into the hillside. Those helical piers are basically, they look like a gigantic auger bit, and it's pounded into the hillside, screwed into the hillside with these extensions. And we welded those helical piers to the backside of each one of the I-beams. That's gonna make sure that this whole retaining wall stays upright and doesn't get forced forward with the pressure and the stuff from the hillside right behind it. We picked up a massive load of used railroad ties. We got 100 of them in really good condition. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna cut them to length and slip them down in between the I-beams. The flanges of the I-beams will hold the railroad ties from moving forward, and the railroad ties are gonna act as the retaining wall to hold up this berm. Once we get all of these railroad ties in, we'll be able to backfill it with some drain rock, and that'll make sure that the water filters through to our new French drain and culvert system. We ran about 80 feet of drain parallel with the hillside here, down in this trench. We're currently gonna backfill this and level this whole thing out after the snow thaws out. We already have 2 culverts running across the road here. And as you can see, they're definitely doing their job. This culvert right over here is just pouring water out. And so they're definitely doing what they're supposed to be doing right now. As I mentioned, we got this huge stack of railroad ties. And like I said, they're in pretty good condition, and usually you can get railroad ties for a pretty reasonable price. Over 50, we actually got a price break from Wilco, so we're able to go pick these up and get them for a pretty good price. All in all, this was the most possible cost-effective way that we could build this large of a retaining wall. I think all in all, we were about $3,000 into I-beams and just about $2 grand for all of the railroad ties. But coming in right around $5,000 for the materials for this retaining wall is you know, a fraction of the price of what boulders would have been. The helical piers obviously cost a fair bit, but it was an added measure of security to make sure that that retaining wall was gonna stay in place for the rest of time. So, one of the things that we're gonna do next spring is we're gonna take a cut and make a form 50 feet by 12 feet wide. We're gonna pour a concrete pad. That concrete pad is gonna be the foundation for our new mill house. 10 foot by 12 foot of that concrete pad will be kind of a shed workshop that we can store bandsaw blades, chainsaws, fuel, oil, all the tools that we need when we're milling wood. And the rest of it is gonna be an open front-faced mill shed that'll keep the mill out of the weather, keep us out of the sun, keep us out of the rain. So that's gonna be going right here. And come spring, we're gonna be hitting this thing full force and producing a bunch of videos for you guys on this stuff. So stay tuned for that because we're really excited to be able to spend some time up here. So once we get all these railroad ties out, once we get the whole retaining wall done, we're really gonna be set up in good position to have so much more room for wood milling. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, turn on those notifications. We're gonna be pushing some stuff out here over this winter and next spring that's gonna be super exciting. You guys, thank you so much for coming on the journey with us. We really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.